It's been more than a month since 4-year-old Gus Lamont disappeared from his family's property near Yea, Victoria. In that time, countless videos, posts, and online theories have emerged, many of them recreating their own version of reality, chasing clicks instead of truth. And honestly, that's a shame, because behind every headline and every rumor, there's a little boy and a family living a nightmare no one should have to endure. Here on this channel, we don't deal with speculation about this case. We deal with facts. We focus on what's real and what truly matters. This has been one of the most extensive search operations ever carried out in Victoria. Police, volunteers, and defense forces have covered massive areas of bushland, water, and farmland. Yet the mystery remains. Now, investigators have returned to Oak Park once again to drain a nearby dam already searched before. Not because of online theories, but because they refuse to leave any possibility unchecked. Before we analyze what this new search might reveal, here's the official police statement about the latest developments in the search for Gus Lamont.
So, police have returned today to the Oak Park station near Yunta in the continued search for Gus Lamont. Today we'll be focusing on draining a dam which is about 600 metres from the property. It's only about 4.5 metres deep. I stress the dam has already been searched by a water operations unit, but just out of a sense of thoroughness we were going to drain the dam just to check where the low-lying areas amongst the vegetation. This will complete today, and in terms of the drone searching that was undertaken, that has been assessed. Regrettably, nothing of any significance came from that drone footage, but over the next coming weeks we'll continue to assess the aerial footage that was taken more broadly across the property to see if there's any information from that leads us to any lines of inquiry.
What has prompted this search? Has it been a request from the family?
No, what we're doing is we're going back through every aspect of the search, and we're just making sure that we're satisfied as much as we possibly can. Because there was water in the dam, it was felt that there was an opportunity now to drain the dam just out of a sense of thoroughness, so near the event of Gus going missing on the 27th of September.
How many litres of water is in the dam, do you know, and how will that be pumped out? Will it be pumped into another dam or into a truck?
So my understanding is that there is water tankers there. The dam will be drained, the water will be drained into there, and it will then be returned into the dam at some point.
Why wasn't this dam, drained by police on the previous search?
Well, it was searched by a water operations unit. They were in the dam. They did a thorough search. This is just out of an abundance of caution because we just thought, well, there's water in the dam. Let's have the opportunity to drain it on this occasion. So it's just the passage of time allows this to occur.
How long do you expect it to take?
We expect this will take just today. It'll be completed by tonight.
Would there potentially be any other plans to drain other dams on the property?
Not that I've been advised, no.
Do you think that there should have been more resources assigned to this case at the very beginning of the search?
There were significant resources assigned to this case from the very beginning. Every available resource, even those of the Australian Defence Force, were put into that initial search. I don't think we could have had much more in terms of people on the ground or the aerial resources that we have used from across this country. It was the most significant search that was undertaken.
It appears that the Daily Mail have gone onto the property yesterday after police have advised the media not to. What do you make of those actions?
So my understanding is 2 members from the Daily Mail organisation, despite numerous warnings over numerous days and weeks, regardless of that, have gone onto private property, which in itself is completely unnecessary. And as they've entered near the property, one of the persons at the homestead was outside on the porch using a shotgun to dispatch a snake that was obviously on their porch. And they've then approached this person, and there's been an exchange that has been taken between the 2 people from the Daily Mail and the person on the porch. There was no intent by the person having that firearm at that time to be threatening in any way. I would just say to anybody, especially people from the media, you have been warned about not going onto private property. If this persists, then action will be taken. You will either be reported or arrested. This is completely disgraceful conduct.
Do you need to review in any way the actions of that person holding the gun in the video, or like you say, it was...
That has already been assessed. The person had the gun for a legitimate purpose. They were dispatching a snake that was on their porch. I think that everyone would say that is completely okay to do what they were doing. They had no other intent. The matter has been assessed, and there'll be no further action.
Would you say that's technically an offence, holding a firearm and acting in that way?
No, I wouldn't say it's technically offence, because the person had possession of the firearm for a lawful purpose, and that was dispatching a snake. And the people who approached were actually unlawfully on the property, and they confronted someone in that situation. So I'd say you need to look at the behaviour of the people who entered that property unlawfully.
The search for Gus has been one of the largest that police have undertaken in the state. What makes the search for Gus different to that of, say, other persons?
Well, this is a 4-year-old. 4-year-olds don't pack up their bags and run away from home. They don't seek to change their identity, and they're not running away from the law. I think the missing 4-year-old deserves an awful lot of attention in terms of the resources that are put to that search. So I think there's a massive difference between a child and an adult who goes missing, especially one who can't form an intention to run away.
How many more resources do you see police putting into this investigation?
We will adjust our resources as we need as we go forward. We'll continue to search for Gus for as long as it takes.
There is a parole board hearing this morning for Lasarkas after there's been multiple requests for that to be denied. Do you know the outcome of that?
I can't talk about that matter at law. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Listening to this statement, one thing becomes clear. Police aren't giving up. Even after weeks of searching, and despite covering the same ground multiple times, they're still returning, re-examining, and questioning every single detail. Draining the dam isn't about chasing new rumors. It's about eliminating doubt. It shows a commitment to doing things right, even when it means revisiting places that have already been searched. That kind of persistence says a lot about how seriously this case is being treated. But it also highlights how fragile these moments are, how easily public attention can drift towards speculation instead of truth. What really matters here isn't theories or clickbait. It's a missing child, a devastated family, and a community still searching for answers. So as the investigation continues, all we can do is stay grounded in facts and compassion, because Gus deserves nothing less. If you want to keep following the real developments in this case without distortion or sensationalism, consider subscribing. It helps this space remain dedicated to truth, empathy, and respect for those who can no longer speak for themselves.